I'm Austin Peterson. I was born in Independence, raised on a horse farm in Peculiar, just a little drive from a town called Liberty. Now, I'm not saying I'm the chosen one, but I'm kind of implying it there. I've been fighting for our cause almost every single day for the last 10 years. I was inspired in 2007 when Dr. Ron Paul stood up and bravely fought against Rudy Giuliani in terms of our foreign policy. And I knew that he was the candidate that I would support with all my heart. So me and my 12 best buddies went downtown in Manhattan, and we took a 12-person group and we turned it into a 1,200 person strong organization, and we raised $1 million for Ron Paul. Woo! It was because of that activism that I was given a job working for our party. I went to the Libertarian National Committee in 2008, and I turned our office into a powerhouse of activism, and I want to do it again. While I was there, I was quickly promoted by Vice Admiral Michael Colleague to Director of Outreach, and when I was there, I was brainchilding a project that was to get Judge Andrew Napolitano his own show on Fox, because I thought that if we could get the message of liberty to the masses through the mainstream media, that we could have great victories if the American people could just hear our voice. And that was tremendously successful. My internship staff there put together a report that was eventually given to Roger Ailes, because I had studied Ailes and what he had done with Nixon in the 70s to brainchild Fox News. So I thought, maybe if I can learn from some of these types of industry and apply it to libertarianism, we could have great success. Boom, it worked. I went back from Washington, D.C. to New York City, where I was the A1 producer for Judge Napolitano. He called me the right side of his brain, because I'm always ahead of policy. I will fight for you if I win this nomination. I am a freedom ninja, and I have an army of grassroots people at my back. There are no special interests. Hundreds and hundreds of people are supporting me to get me across the country. I am pioneering the use of technology. And if you want a rock star at the top of your ticket, go with Peterson. Thank you. Woo!
I'm Gary Johnson. I was the Libertarian nominee in 2012. I want you all to know that I have never once in this entire process said that I'm going to be a Libertarian nominee. I hope to be the Libertarian nominee, and I'm very respectful of this process that is a very open process that allows everyone to present their issues and for people to make decisions. So I just really think that that's important. I want to be the Libertarian nominee. I'm an entrepreneur. I started a one-man handyman business in Albuquerque in 1974 and actually grew it to over 1,000 employees. I sold it in 1999. Nobody lost their job. They went on to new heights. But money for me has always represented freedom. I'm also the former governor of New Mexico. Good government was easy. It wasn't hard. And it was easy if you were principled. It was easy if you told the truth. It was easy if you respected people, respected their opinions, and were very transparent. That's my resume. That's where I come from. That said, I think that government is too big. I think that it spends too much. I think that it tries to regulate our lives. It tries to make decisions in our lives that only you and I should be making. As governor of New Mexico, I may have vetoed more legislation than the other 49 governors in the country combined. Woo! It really says, when I got that bill on my desk that wanted to regulate hairdressers, I vetoed it, saying, what's a bad haircut? And I vetoed all sorts of legislation that, in my opinion, was just going to add time and money to all of our lives and wasn't going to accomplish anything. There are a lot of issues that we're facing right now in this country. I think the Libertarian candidate for president has the opportunity to be in the general election debates, and that's something that you have to weigh in your decision regarding who you pick as the Libertarian nominee. Thank you.
Woo! My proudest moment of a Libertarian still carries on today. Before I even had the opportunity to turn 18, I knew it was like to have my rights violated in this country. And I fought for my own rights. I have had my First, Fourth, and Fifth Amendment rights violated at least 12 times by a citizen of this country. And I have fought for my rights in court and won multiple times. I have been a victim of these crimes, and I understand what is going on in this country and how we're being treated. We have secret courts that now can go and read my emails whenever they want without having to state a crime. This is the principles why I joined this party in 1996, and it's the principles we need to be focused on right now. Our rights are being trampled in this country, and it's what we should be focused on right now.
Mr. Speaker.
Well, proudest moment as a Libertarian had to be getting the nomination for president as the Libertarian Party, and so that continues today. Like it or not, and you have, of course, have the ability to change it, I am the spokesperson for the Libertarian Party. So I'd like you all to know that I'm really a fierce competitor. And in that vein, none of us here, the Libertarian Party has no chance of winning unless the Libertarian Party is in the presidential debates. That said, I am suing the Presidential Debate Commission, which is at the heart of why this isn't happening. This is at the heart of the inequity that exists in our system. And so regardless of who the Libertarian nominee is, I want you all to understand that we could very well prevail in this lawsuit, and that the Libertarian Party will be on the main stage in the general election debate, something that is very, very significant, and we should all be proud of that fact and keep that in mind here with regard to decision.
My first of many arrests for drug use was in 1970 for smoking marijuana on the streets of Bristol. My proudest moment came when I got out of jail, went home, rolled one, went to the same location I was
Mic drop.
Probably my proudest moment wasn't something that I had done for the Libertarian movement, it was what the Libertarian movement did for me. On February 17th, 2014, my television show was canceled, and I got a phone call from Ms. Angela Keaton, who said, "Austin, we heard that you and your entire staff of Libertarians have been laid off and you're gone." And I said, "Yes, they've let us all go." And she goes, "Do you want us to do something about it?" And I said, "Well, I can't tell you to do anything." And she said, "Say no more." And as I walked out the building with my box of stuff, there were the bombs dropping. We were making the internet glow because the Liberty Movement stood up for me and destroyed Fox News' servers for 2 days. The president of Fox News could not get an email. His secretary couldn't get an email. The Liberty Movement shut that building down. And he stood up for me because I had stood up for the movement so many times before, and I realized that this army was powerful and that we could accomplish great things, that we could even bring Fox to its knees. Nominate me, and we will have tremendous victories together like we have before. I stood with you, and you stood with me. Let's do it again.
I tend to think more in terms of admiration than pride. I try to keep some humility. If we are standing tall, it's only because we stand on the shoulders of giants. Anyone who knows the history of the Libertarian Party. But the time that I admired the party most, I do serve as the Region 3 representative on the Libertarian National Committee. And this year, we have a ballot access drive in the state of Oklahoma, which hasn't had any third party on the ballot since, I believe, 2000. Our director, Wes Benedict, after the end of spending, I think close to $100,000, said that it wasn't clear. Boy, he wishes somebody would finance another 1,000 signatures. I took out my wallet and got another 1,000 signatures for the state of Oklahoma. And we recently heard our signatures have been approved. We will be on the ballot.
Yeah.
Well, not unique to the entire table, but I've always been an entrepreneur. But unique to the entire table is I actually ran for public office. I've never run for public office before prior to running for governor of New Mexico, and got elected governor in a state that was 2-to-1 Democrat. And really made a difference. Made a difference in a state that was 2-to-1 Democrat, I think exemplified by the fact that I got reelected the second time by a bigger margin than the first time. And then lastly, I'm an athlete. I'm a competitive athlete. Nobody else at this table has climbed the highest mountain on each of the 7 continents, and that isn't to say that if everybody up here, everybody in the room couldn't do that, if that isn't something that you set for yourself as a goal. And next summer, unless I'm elected President of the United States, and I'm not even presuming that I'm going to be the nominee, but next summer I'm planning to ride the Divide, which is a 3,000-mile mountain bike race from Banff, Canada to Antelope Wells, New Mexico, on the Continental Divide. And I think that that's unique to this table. So I am a competitor, and I think that in this election right now, that that's really what we want. Thank you.
Mr. Zimmerman.
Thank you.
So I have a unique background myself. I've been a lifelong libertarian. In addition to that, I have the personal experience of having my rights violated. But more importantly, there's people in this room who think my recent rise to third in the libertarian poll is fictional. It is not. In 2 weeks, I have reached more people and driven them to the Libertarian Party than most of the candidates sitting at this table. I'm able to do that because I work day to day in the technology industry, working with our top companies in the world. I am part of the teams that get called in when somebody gets hacked. I have fixed the systems of some of the largest hacks that have occurred in this country. These people respect me. They know I'm honest and a truthful person. That is who they are looking for to run for president this year. And that's how I can drive the national media, the social media, and my own local stations in Phoenix, Arizona to run stories about me before I even publicly announce that I am running for president. And I hope that you vote for me to be on the panel for the last hour so you can hear more about me. Thank you.